Hi everybody, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It is Wednesday, February 27th in the evening. Let's just do a mid-week recap, what's been going on this week and what we can look forward to the rest of the week here. Stuff we're looking at. So let's see how the markets are shaping up here. We had a mixed day. Nasdaq ended up a bit. S&P pretty much flat on the day. It sold off into the open and some Chinese tariff stuff, and then just came back. I think I mentioned in the day trading room, just watch this market come back, which of course it did. And Dow finished off 80 points, but it did lose this 26,000 level, which kind of watching as a level of resistance and support. Internals, we're still 50-50 here, above and below the 200-day. Still looking pretty strong in the 50 moving averages, and highs lows still. New highs still pretty bullish. Yeah, let's take a look at the groups quickly, see what's going on there. Conglomerates, industrials were the flavor of the day. Industrial goods still over the week. Get rid of that. Technology's been a good performer over the last week or so. Conglomerate services and base materials and consumer goods kind of slipping a bit here. So let's take a look at the indexes specifically here. You can kind of see we're getting into a level of resistance and we're kind of stalling out here. So what does that mean? I don't know if we're going to continue to consolidate. Maybe this is going to be a bull flag and we're going to push higher. They should know in a day or so whether we're going to be moving forward or just continuing to consolidate here. You can see RSI is just coming off a little bit. MACD turning down a little bit, and average volume on the day. So kind of a watch, wait and see approach on that. IWM, the 2000, we're still holding right at that 200 level. Sold off in the day, came back. 50 still turning up here. Average volume. Again, MACD rolling over a little bit, so is the RSI. Again, just not sure where we're headed, if it's going to be a consolidation or if we're consolidating to go higher. QQQs, NASDAQ, you can see we went right down to the 200-day, bounced off that, came back. Again, market showing, pretty significant resilience, doesn't really want to go lower. And let's look at the large cap, SPY. Again, same story, hanging a pretty strong RSI, average day, volume-wise. Losing some momentum here, but just a period of consolidation. See what some of the other stuff did, like the dollar. You can see we've been selling off in the dollar. Bear flag, another sell-off, and now we're right back to the 50 moving average on the dollar, and it bounced up today. But see if that continues to be weak. That'll have some impact on commodity prices, emerging markets, that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at the VIX, see what happened today. Despite the fact that we had a down day on the Dow and a sort of a flat day on the other markets, volatility came out of the market, and so again, it may be an indication that we're just going to consolidate in the range we're in right now, not push higher and not push any lower. Let's take a look at the actives got right now. I'm a little bit not really sure where to take swing trades right now. Just kind of feeling like I want to sit back and see which direction the market goes. I did take a position on Coke, sent an email out on that. Looks like a double bottom here. It actually tested, went down below this prior low here, and now we're looking like we may be turning up. I do like this for a long-term play. I'm almost not thinking of it as swing trade. I'm thinking of more of a position trade, and might just keep that tucked away for a while there. It's got a dividend, and as long as it doesn't break below this I'm going to say 44 level, I'll just keep hanging on to it and see where it goes. So Coke's a pretty good staple, and shouldn't have the same volatility that some of the other stocks have, like Roku. Roku continues to push higher, and and actually jumped into that, and I'm just continuing looking for a continuation of momentum here. So didn't send that out because it's just a momentum trade. It's really not a great setup. I'd probably look to be taking it off if it dropped much below 66, but yeah, I just think the momentum's there. RSI is a little bit oversold. Volume's been great on it, but it is dropping off, and MACD still accelerating to the upside. So it could be just maybe just blow that out tomorrow. But I just it's risky trade and small size. So TNA, I'm still in this, although it looks again like it's flattening out. I'm just considering whether I want to take that position off or not. See, the RSI's pulled back a bit. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's usually a sign that it's gotten overextended, which it obviously has had quite a run. So could be just a pause before another push higher, just like we had down here. So just keeping an eye on that. And again, we just MACD's kind of rolling over a bit here. Volume, nothing to write home about. And we're back at Coke. Let's just take a look at what I'm watching here. So first thing I'm looking at, I'm just looking at gold. Let's just take a look at gold first. You can see here gold. I played this long, and then we got out of it fairly quickly when it looked like it wasn't going to push higher. It did have some pretty promising price action, and then it really just stalled out. And you can kind of see here it pulled back, had a bit of what looks like a bear flag, and it looks like we may actually head lower. We lost this level of what I would have called support here today. So next support level could be down here in the 143.42 area, which is why I was looking at it in relation to dust, which is gold miners, and looking at that for possibility of a trade up to over $20 from 1872-ish, and 18 would be my stop. So we'll see what happens to that tomorrow. If it gaps up a lot, I'm just it may not be a trade worth taking, but if we get a bit of a pullback, I might look at adding to that, or putting that trade on. Facebook, we were watching, someone had mentioned it in the room when it was doing this double bottom here, but it really just decided to keep going. So if you did take a long, you should have been stopped out after it violated this level here, this 164 level. And it doesn't look like it wants to go anywhere in a hurry. So probably going to take that off the watch list. NEO, I really, I think this could be a long-term play as well, and I'm going to look for an opportunity to get into it. And again, it's going to be more like maybe a Coke trade where I try to get in at a decent price and then just hold on to it depending on the price action. But it's got some pretty solid fundamentals, if you want to call it that. Chinese electric market growing aggressively. The Chinese government's really throwing subsidies at the electric car market like crazy. If you didn't catch the 60-minute coverage, it is on YouTube on this NEO, and also on the approach the Chinese are taking to electric cars. Pretty interesting stuff, and this could be a decent long-term trade. You just buy some of these shares, stick them away, hold on to them. They could be up 1 or 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 or 4 times the price by the end of the year if this company can execute, and nothing changes in the electric car market in China. But Chinese government's really pushing electric cars, so I'm just looking at this one, just trying to find a place to get in on it. It's just keeps going higher right now. So that's on watch. The other thing I'm watching, UNG. Again, I'm not, people were asking about UGAS and DGAS position. I just kind of seems to be stalled here, so I'm looking for some kind of direction before I take this trade one way or another. RSI looks like it's curling up. It's kind of intuitive because usually natural gas prices drop during the spring and into the summer. But MACD seems to be turning up. Volume was terrible today. 50s coming down and crossing the 200, the so-called death cross. So I'm not really sure where it's going, and the RSI is going up. So yeah, like I said, on watch. Energy sector just churning along sideways here, just waiting for some direction. Looks like a bit of a maybe ascending triangle pattern, some kind of a triangle pendant. It's narrowing in there. So we'll see if it decides to move one direction or another. Utilities have been strong, and you can see here, had quite the run. And I'm just waiting to see what happens with this. So again, another on-watch trade. Seeing if it's going to break higher or if we're going to roll over a little bit here. Utilities typically the safe haven trade when other sectors are not doing well. Money moves into this sector. So that's it, everybody. It's Wednesday, February 27th. We'll see you all in the Bear Bull trading room in the morning, last day of the month. And if you haven't checked out my book yet, it's How to Swing Trade on Amazon. So have a good evening, everyone, and see everyone in the morning. Ciao for now.